Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, once again here to Virtual Racing Network. We have some great racing in store for you tonight. We have 38 drivers that have made the trip here to ISM Raceway. And obviously not quite in Phoenix, Arizona, but close enough. It is in Avondale, or Avondale, however you pronounce it, to Arizona, but close enough. For here, it is Phoenix International Raceway, now known as ISM Raceway. Again, we have 38 drivers that have made the trip here, and it looks like at the moment they are, for the most part, off the track. They may be getting ready for the drivers' meeting. But before we get into all of the racing details for tonight's event, we want to thank all the sponsors that have come on board to make this race and broadcast possible. Of course, on the racing side of things, they wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the following partners. Those include Global Building Contractors, their primary sponsor and presenting sponsor here for tonight's race, and of course this series. Make sure you check them out on their social media and thank them for what they do to keep this league going, as well as iRacing Drivers World, and of course Gold Cube coming on board here as one of the latest sponsors. So big shout out to those for coming on board. And on the broadcast side of things, we wouldn't be here on the air live tonight here in 2019 if it wasn't for the following partners. And those do include Northwest Racing Series, your official one-to-go sponsor for tonight's race. Walls Beard Co. Beard Balm. If you have a beard, you need to check them out at wallsbeardco.com to pick up some of that all-natural and organic product. They are your official starting grid sponsor for tonight's race. RaceOnTexas.com. They are the official partner here, and we do work hand in hand with them on all dirt and short track asphalt racing stuff, as well as some real life stuff as well. Unfortunately, we're unable to go out to Monarch Motor Speedway here today due to some rainy weather, but we will be back out there on the 15th, this coming Friday, to film that race. Sim Speed Shop, your official button box company of Virtual Racing Network. So if you're in the market for a button box here on iRacing, make sure you check them out at simspeedshop.com. Hanover Wrecker Service. Well, the name says it all. If you need a wrecker service, you need to give them a call at 1-304-664-3848. That is Hanover Wrecker Service, your official caution sponsor for tonight's events. On the Edge Motorsports. This is out there for all you real-life racers and, of course, you sim racers. You need to keep that energy up. What better way to do so than heading over to ontheedgemotorsports.com, your official Wicked Energy Gum retailer of VRN. Huffman Designs. If you're in the market for a killer-looking paint job, head on over to Facebook and look up Huffman Designs and get that paint job done today. And, of course, RACECORE themselves here coming on board as one of our latest sponsors. A big shout-out to them for coming on board. And you'll be watching some great racing from them here tonight. As always, if you're looking to get your company advertised in the real-world racing and the sim racing, we can help you out with both. So shoot us a message over on the Virtual Racing Network Facebook page. Of course, to all the viewers out there that are tuning in here tonight, whether you're on the Facebook side of things or if you're over on the YouTube side of things watching this in crystal clear, ultra high definition, we want to thank everybody for tuning in here tonight. Definitely, we appreciate every single one of them. Of course, if you haven't, hit that thumbs up button on the Facebook if you have not, to like that page, as well as the video itself. And of course, on the YouTube side of things, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, do so, and hit that little bell. You'll be notified of all upcoming events. And if you like tonight's race, well, then you know what to do and hit that thumbs up button. That being said, let's dive right into the racing action here tonight. Of course, this is going to be a very interesting one. Of course, first and foremost, I am Charles Hooten, your producer and announcer here for tonight's events. We do not have a second chair. They have taken the night off here for tonight. So a lot going on for tonight. So we'll go ahead and go through some of our track information presented by Bulletproof Tees here at ISM Raceway. This is a 1 mile track. Technically it says 1.01. As you can see, your wind speed there moving quite a bit, 6 to 7, about 5 to 6, 7 miles an hour. It's dropping rapidly here out of the northeast. So we'll be watching that wind speed here tonight. I expect it to go up and down quite a bit. As we'll see how it does go. Altitude 957 feet. Distance for the race is not over 2 billion laps over there. We will be running 120 laps for tonight's race, so about 120 miles or so, since this is about a mile track. Your track temp here for tonight, 73 degrees, so not very hot. And your air temp is also 73, so we'll be looking to see if that track temp does go up a little bit as this race progresses. It is, of course, a night race, so I don't expect to see too much change in that track temperature coming into tonight's race. But it'll be interesting to see just how it does play out here later on in tonight's race. And, of course, how those laps do play out, or laps, as we're getting reports in, how those temperatures do play in over the course of a 120 lap race. We'll see. We saw in the practice earlier there was a few cars spinning out. We were informed earlier this week that we could see quite a few cautions here from a couple of drivers, so that'd be something to look for here. If the drivers say there very well could be some caution, so that's something that we definitely have to watch out for here as we have the point standings here. So let's go ahead and go through your top 10 in the points right now. Of course, leading this race is James Lorello, currently with 107 points. And if you want to get technical down and dirty with it here, you actually have a tie for first place coming into tonight's race with 107 points between James Lorello and Jamir Muhammad. So we have a actual tie for the points lead coming into tonight's race. James Lorello and Jamir Muhammad. Right now, Jamir Muhammad sitting in 6th place. So he is 6th fastest in tonight's session. James Lorello 11th. So right now they're fairly close on the track, but if it was to end exactly how they're here in practice, that would give the points lead to Jamir Muhammad by quite a bit. So we'll have to see how that shakes out here tonight. Alex Huffman in 3rd place right now with 106 points, only 1 point behind. And then Austin Edstrom, who I do not even see here tonight. He is currently 104 points in 4th, and of course, to round out your top 5, Mikey Neal currently, who gained 7 spots last week, with 99 points, so not much separating. There is actually 8 points separating your top 5 here in the point standings. To go through the rest of your top 10, of course, 6th through 10th place is going to be Reese Milton, Dennis Ellis. And actually, Dennis Ellis and David Estes are tied for 7th place. Then you have Jason Covington in 9th, and he's actually tied with Sam Crow for 9th place. So it will be interesting to see. Then, of course, you have Sterling Smith in 11th. 12th place is going to be Jeff Quinn. 13th, Jeff Merrick. 14th, Chris Brown. 15th, Brandon Needham. 16th, Jonathan Ellis. 17th, Thiago Vieira. 18th, Josh Coley, and he's actually tied for 18th with Trevor Graffam. And then, of course, you have in 20th place would be Brian Bazile, who gained 16 spots, and that is not even the biggest shaker from last week. After last week's race at Las Vegas, the biggest gainer here is going to be Rodrigo Munoz, who actually gained 17 spots in the point standings to jump to 22nd in points. And our biggest loser here for tonight, or as of last race, who lost the most spots, that is going to be Dustin Covington, who lost 16 spots to drop to 26. So do the math there. You can tell where he was before it all got started. But they were some big shakeups in the points as of last race. So it'd be interesting to see how much shaking up goes down here tonight in this race as well. I just don't know how it's going to go. We've heard conflicting reports that it's going to be quite a few cautions, and then we've seen that they have been able to get around this track fairly smooth. It's a nice, cool track, so we'll see just how it does play out. They are in a driver's meeting at the moment, as you can see them on the screen there. All those pit starts are filled. Again, 39 drivers here, so almost a complete field of 43 drivers have made their trip to the race here tonight. So it's just awesome to see all these drivers here tonight. We are going to, of course, step away real fast for a quick commercial break, and we will be right back here in just a minute.
Thermal take. Say command.
What is the weather like in LA?
The weather is clear in LA.
What is the weather like in New York?
The weather is rain in New York.
Use flow mode.
Flow.
Say hello TT.
Hello TT.
All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. After a quick little commercial break there, we got about 3.5 minutes left. Actually, a little under 3.5 minutes left before we go racing. Of course, we'll go ahead and bring that up. There is your countdown to green flag drop here. Got just under 3 minutes now. Again, 3 minutes going to be separating us from qualifying here. And then, of course, we will have 5 minutes for these drivers to get out, get around this track, and then we will go racing here from ISM Raceway under the lights. As you see, the fans have already gathered into the stands. I expect a few more to probably pile in before this one's all said and done, especially for a 39-car field here. It's going to be an outstanding race. Of course, here we are on iRacing.com, a great service here. We're glad to be on iRacing, the best simulator out there. So if you're looking to get into some sim racing, well, there's no better place to look than iRacing.com. Make sure you check them out. So you can message us on the VRN Facebook page. We do have a few 3 more codes to give away. So if you're looking to get on here, want to try it 3 months free, message us. We can get you on there, as we have just a handful of those codes left. So make sure you get a hold of us as soon as possible to lock yourself into one of those positions here tonight and kind of solidify it. Again, they are first come, first serve. We do not reserve them for anyone. It's just a matter of when you get in, and we'll get them to you as quickly as we can. Let's go ahead and pull up, of course. This is RACECORE Online Racing League. You can join the league by going to RACECOREOnlineRacingLeague.com if you're interested in getting into this Xfinity or the Truck Series that's going to be starting up on Tuesdays in June. You can do so. Let's go ahead and bring up kind of the running order here for a second. As you can see right now, everyone is in the pits. But right now, your fastest driver is Mikey Neal, and he has run a 26.132. Behind him is going to be David Estes with a 26.277. You have a gap of 0.145 separating first and second. You know, we talk about every week how close these drivers are, but not so much here tonight. That .145 is a pretty sizable gap on this track. If you're gaining that on second place every single lap, that of course will be the question. Will he do that every single lap? And speaking of that, of course, he is actually coming out on to the track. As you'll see, some of these drivers, their names will start saying time by them. That indicates that they are back on the racetrack. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of that as we have 13 seconds left, which means it is time to get to qualifying, as it is coming up next here on VRN. All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, and there it is. A green flag is out. Let's bring up your qualifying drop down, and we're going to drop to the drivers here. Looks like one of our first drivers going to be out on the track is going to be the 69 of Josh Reeves. Let's go ahead and pull up your qualifying bar here. As again, that is the number 69 of Josh Reeves, actually sponsored by Global Building Contractors in real life. Here he is racing on the simulator tonight. And again, the number 69 machine. What kind of time will he put in? As again, we'll relay these times to you as best we can. Of course, you can also look on the left-hand side of the screen to see the leader's time and how far off of that leader's time your favorite driver is. So make sure you check out that. I'll be pulling that up periodically throughout the night. And definitely let us know here, so you can have some connection issues there. Which one do you like more? The left-hand side that shows all of them, or the bar going across the top? We use both. We definitely would like to hear which one you like more, as Josh Reeves to the top of the charts, but not for long. The other Global Building Contractors car, number 2, Jamir Muhammad, going to take it to the top of the charts, but he's going to get dropped as well as Alex Hoffman in that ITech.com, sorry. Number 83 is going to do it, and just as we say that, he's going to get dropped to second as Bryson Barker, and the number 84 is going to take it to the top of the chart. So 2 cars sponsored by the same sponsor there. We may have to reload trading paint, so either that or they're running the exact same sponsor on the car there. We'll have to check in on that. J.W. Lopez, paint still loading there. It has not come in here for the number 22 of J.W. Lopez. And we'll see when that paint is going to load. Apparently not anytime soon. Either that or he's running a solid white car here. We'll have to find out. Chris Brown currently in 9th place in the number 1 machine. He's going to bring it to a stop with 26.686. And there's Mikey Neal in number 8 machine to the top of the charts with a blistering fast time, of course, 26.113. Bryson Barker did run a 26.178, the only other 26.1 second time, as it looks like Brandon Needham going to put in a 26.864. Let's go back to Butch Frazier in the 555 number machine, sponsored by Hooters here tonight. See what he puts in, 27.523. Put him 21st here in the chart so far. He's got his work cut out for him there, starting about mid-path if he stays right there, as Rodrigo Munoz is going to take a little bit faster time to put himself in 16th with 26.895. Jack Fellers currently sitting in 9th place with a 26.624, as James Zarello, who we talked about, tied for the points lead. James Zarello and Jamir Muhammad 4th and 5th here in qualifying. This could get really interesting, as that will put them either side by side or right behind each other at the start of this race. Brian Jones currently with a 26.461. He's in 7th place right behind Josh Reeves here for the start of this race. Brandon Young currently 12th fastest with a 26.654. Really very good time for that number 51 driver of Brandon Young. Let's check in and see. He's got a teammate out here. Has he qualified yet? Sterling Smith. No, he has not come out onto the track yet. We'll check in with Mike Watts in the number 56 DraftKings machine. And he has currently no time in, but he is on the track. So let's see what kind of time he has put in here and how fast is he going to be here tonight. That is the question. Again, while we have a break, and while we say a break there, 27.404 for Mike Watts. We're going to jump over to Carlos Maciel, who has just put in a time as well, in 13th place with a 26.645. So another good time for him. Nobody on the track right now that has not put in a time. Everyone that is on the track running has put in a time. So again, while we have this little bit of a break, we want to once again thank everybody for tuning in here tonight. I know it's going to be a little bit longer night. We got 120 laps to get around this track. Of course, that's not going to take long. We're going to be roughly running about 2 laps a minute. So about an hour's worth of racing here tonight. So not a whole lot, but that is going to do it here for qualifying. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of all your qualifying stuff off the screen. And it is going to be a really, really good race here tonight. So make sure you get you something to drink, get you a snack, because you do not want to miss any of the racing action here tonight. Of course, unfortunately, we didn't get to make it out to the actual racetrack here tonight over at Monarch Motor Speedway. We will be there filming the real racing, bringing all of that racing action to you here on demand on Race on Texas, as well as kind of with in conjunction with the Virtual Racing Network. So make sure you head on over to raceontexas.com if you want to get subscribed to that website for all the on-demand action, as that's where we will be on Friday nights from here on out. But that is going to do it for qualifying. Let's go ahead and bring up your Walls Beard Co. starting grid, as it is going to be the 8 of Mikey Neal on row 1. To his outside is going to be the 84 of Bryson Barker. Row 2 is going to be the 83 of Alex Huffman and the 2 of Jameer Muhammad. Keep an eye on Jameer Muhammad, as he is tied for the points lead right behind him. And row 3 is going to be the 13 of James Varello, the other car, tied for the points lead. On his outside is the 69 of Josh Reeves, who is actually sponsored by the title sponsor of this series. Row 4 is going to be the 45 of Brian Jones and the 81 of Carlos Maciel. Row 5 is going to be the 85 of David Estes and the 79 of Rodrigo Munoz. Row 6 is going to be the 94 of Jeff O'Quinn and the 63 of Charles Hoffman. Row 7 is going to be the 32 of Jack Fellers and the 51 of Brandon Young. Jack Fellers had an outstanding run on the first week and just has not been able to duplicate it the rest of this season so far. So look to see if he can rebound here tonight, starting on row 7. Row 8 is going to be the 22 of J.W. Lopez and the 57 of Justin Callahan. Row 9 is going to be the 1 of Chris Brown and the 25 of Pat Satterfield. Row 10 is going to be the 16 of Brandon Needham and the 99 of Justin Starr. Row 11 is going to be the 9 of Brian Dorsey and the 3 of Damian Leininger. Row 12 is going to be the 47 of Trevor Graffin and the 77 of Justin Starr. Or sorry, Justin Spear. Justin Starr has already been in there. Had too many Justins around here. Row 13 is going to be the 19 of Francois Peltier and the 56 of Mike Watts. And they're getting ready to go. Row 14, Butch Frazier, Jason Covington, Josh Foley, and Diego Vieira. Row 16, Brandon Dorsett, Reese Milton. And you have Jeff Burke and Brian Bizzle. Sterling Smith and John Van Verlis and a few others back there that we just couldn't get to. There's so many of them. The green flag is out, and well, just as we say that, the caution is out already. Let's go back and see who it was for. And we got a couple of cars that are back here. I'm not sure. Looks like some of these didn't take to the grid, but caution already out early in this race. Well, let's go back and see if it was for one of these drivers. And I don't believe it was for any of these here. So very interesting as to what did bring out the caution. But we're going to go ahead and go back to live. As as we are not sure what brought out that caution. As everyone looks to be on pace. Let's go back to Reese Milton, who's on pit road, as well as Ryan Binsel, who's back here. So nobody at the back of this field has any damage. So very interesting here, but the caution coming out early on lap number 1. We didn't even complete a lap before the caution did come out, but your current race leader is Mikey Neal. So very interesting, as we have no idea what that caution was for, but the caution did come out here early on lap number 1. So again, thanks everybody for tuning in. I know we have a ton of people on both Facebook and the YouTube side of things. We just want to thank the fans. If it wasn't for the fans, we wouldn't be here doing what we do. Of course, the leagues would probably still hire us, but you fans out there, you're the reason we do this. So for all the fans over there, I know we got like 27 to 30 or so on right now on the Facebook side of things, and about 20 or so on the YouTube side of things. Big shout out to all of y'all for tuning in here tonight. Again, if it wasn't for y'all, we wouldn't be doing what we do. So let us know in chat who your driver is here tonight. I know we got a lot of fans out there cheering on some drivers already. So definitely let us know who your driver is here for tonight's race, as we have a lot of them in here tonight. We have 39 drivers, and it looks like as of right now, looks like John Vanrella, Sam Crow, and Diego Vieira did not start the race. They are being scored at 3 laps down here at the moment. Jack Feller's having to catch up with the field. So, not sure what the reason is. Those 3 cars did not start this race. But as of right now, they are being scored as out of this race with DNS. So hopefully they can be able to start here shortly. Maybe just had something happen that they couldn't take to the grid. But right now, your top 5 as we run are going to be Mikey Neal, followed by Bryson Barker, Alex Huffman, Jameer Muhammad, and James Varello. Those are your top 5 drivers after 3 laps completed here on lap number 4. Again, we are here at the ISM Raceway. The lights should be going off on the pace car this time by. And there goes Jack Feller's going to get a lap back, it looks like. As I stand corrected, somebody was getting a lap back, as that was going to be Reese Milton in the 76. And I'm not sure if his paint job just isn't loading. We have heard complaints that trading paints were not working properly here tonight. We may try to reload that later on in the race, but will definitely be something we have to look into. But it looks like they are indeed going racing this time by here from ISM Raceway. You're watching RACECORE Online Racing League here on Virtual Racing Network, a division of RaceOnTexas.com. We are the sim division of Race on Texas. Let's get this thing going. Make sure you cinch them belts down tight and get ready for some close quarters racing, because there it is. Green flag is back in the air, and we are racing one more time here for the RACECORE Online Racing League, presented by Global Building Contractors. We are once again racing. We got a nice little battle going on here. Let's get to the main cameras. It's going to be Bryson Barker holding off Alex Huffman early in this race. Let's see if he can do it, or how long he can do it here. Is those two basically sponsored by the same sponsor there, 83 and 84. And right now, both of them got Lifecom on the side of that car. Jameer Muhammad battling with Alex Huffman right now, trying to get that spot away. Right behind him is James Varello. Remember, keep in mind that the 2 cars that are side by side right now, the 2 and the 13, are your points leaders. They are tied for first place coming into this race. So somebody's going to have to give. The question is, who is it going to be right now? It's going to be James Varello that manages to take over the higher spot in 4th place over Jameer Muhammad. But that will not stay that way for long. I'm sure Jameer Muhammad will work his way further up this field. Both of those very fast drivers. Right behind him is Josh Reeves in the 69 machine. And he is all over the back bumper of that 2 right now, giving him a real workout in that rearview mirror. Behind him is David Estes as well. He's trying to get a play into this to see what he can do as the caution is out once again. And we'll see. It might have been back here somewhere, as I still don't see anybody off pace. Let's go back and take a look, see if we can figure out what happened here. Let's actually go to our aerial cam, and that is provided by St. Ford out of Corpus Christi, Texas, and there it is right there. It's like the 96 gets to the 77 and slightly spins them around, and that is how quick the caution is them out and how hard it is to find them here, folks, as these cautions come out so quickly, and then it's almost virtually impossible to find them. But that will bring out the second caution of the night as we go back to our main racing camera. We go back to live. It is Mikey Neal out front, and well, this is some trickery going on here. We got about a handful of cars coming down, not even half, about 5 or 6 cars coming down. The rest of the field not coming down here, as we are only on lap 10 right now of 120. Let's go ahead and pull up your caution information. 2 cautions for 4 laps, so just under half this race has been completed under caution, so very surprising to see these drivers coming down this early in the race, but this is why they are paid the big bucks, folks. They know what to do more than we do, so we'll just have to keep an eye on them and see why they came down so early, if this is a strategy, which it probably is. All right, Sam Crow, referring to Sam Crow as himself. Definitely, Sam, thanks for the update there on the internet connection issues. That is a very valid reason here to not start a race. You don't want to interfere if you're having internet issues. You know, there are a lot of people that would race it anyway. So, you know, again, the respect level in this league is just outstanding. You know you're having internet issues, your car's blinking in and out. You just choose not to start. You know, it's detrimental to your points, but at the end of the day, you know, you would rather be detrimental to yourself than to the rest of the field. So, again, just an outstanding level of respect for the competitors of each other here in this league. That being said, we do have some fierce rivalries going in this league as well. But for the most part, a lot of respect for each other here in this series. Definitely not feeling at the top of our game right now. We were trying to push everything in, every ounce of energy we have out of this race right now. We will most likely just completely crash after this one, so we'll do our best to hang in there as long as we can anyway. Yeah, when we get quiet, you can definitely hear the nasally voice that we have going on. We try to push that away once we go. And it doesn't help anything that it gets nice and toasty in this room. We already got 102 people going on, so we are definitely fighting it here tonight to try to carry on with the broadcast and bring you a great show. But we are getting ready to get the green flag one more time. So let's see how this one plays out. We got a lot of people out there tuning in. We did not want to disappoint any of the fans out there by not being able to do this broadcast, so we are here regardless of what happens to us. So let's see who is going to win this race here tonight. You got the 83 and the 84 again, running the same sponsor on there. I'm not sure if that is intentional. Or if Trading Paints is indeed just not running correctly, but both of them with the same sponsor. Green flag back in the air here for the RACECORE Online Racing League, led by Global Building Contractors, and we are racing once again here on Virtual Racing Network, a division of RaceOnTexas.com. And we have a lot of stuff in plans for them, but let's go watch this racing real fast. Alex Huffman still trying to run down Bryson Barker. That is getting the 83 versus the 84. And then look at this. This is a strange turn of events here, folks. You have the 83. Let's just pull that up here, the top 3. Look at that. You have 83, 84, and 85 right now. 1, 2, and 3. If only Alex Huffman could get by the 84, we would be in that order as well. The 83, 84, 85. You do not see that every day in a race where you have numbers pretty much in order. of how they are on the track, so it'll be something to definitely look for to see. Maybe if they could finish that way at the end of this race, that'd be very cool, very interesting to see, to say the least. If they can, we going a little further back here. You got Josh Reeves and Brian Jones now coming into the picture as well. Brian Jones putting together a fantastic run. Let's go back to our main camera here. As you see Brian Jones in that number 45 Jalopnik machine here, chasing down the 69 of Josh Reeves, sponsored by Global Building Contractors himself. Right behind him, Chris Brown. And Chris Brown comes down on top of the 51 of, no, sorry, that wasn't the 51. That was, there it was, right there. So no caution comes out. That was the 81 of Carlos Maciel. No caution does come out. Let's actually take a look at that here. We'll see from the aerial cam what happened here. I think some same score, but again, caution's going to come out. You're looking at the 1 and the 81 in the center of your screen right now. The 81 makes a run there, and oh, I don't know. You tell us, folks. That looked a lot dirty to me. I'm just saying. No, maybe he didn't see him down there, but I don't think he should have been turning right there. It looked a little dirty. There between the 1 coming right down on top of the 81. If we get a caution, we may have to talk to the 81 to get his thoughts on that. We go back to the front here as the 81 is having to come down to pit road here once again. So there he is on pit road, having issues on pit road as well. So we'll see. Right now there is the 1 of Chris Brown. Right now, he didn't take too much damage from that, as much as the 81 did anyway. Again, I don't think he should have been coming down in the corner. We'll have to take another look at that if we can. Of course, that was back on lap number 18. We'll take a look in there. Let's go back and check in with Mikey Neal right now in that number 8 machine, currently in 13th place. He's trying to pick off drivers one at a time and work his way through this field. As he's doing a fantastic job of it so far. But again, probably the most exciting part of this race so far was that little incident there. So we'll let you be the determining factor of that. What caused it? He got by him clean and just drove down right into his door panel. On purpose or not, it was going to leave the 81 out of this race now. 3 laps down so far with heavy damages. They do not have fast repairs. So the caution is out here, and it looks this time it's going to be for the 24 of Brian Bazell. Let's go back and take a look here on our replay camera, of course, thanks to Sames Ford. And there's the 76 of Reese Milton gets loose, and then it was just a pile up after that. The 24 getting involved, and he gets the worst end of the deal. Not any fault of his own, just trying to check up and get some bump there a little bit. And the caution is out once again. Let's go back here as we go back to line. We'll go back to the front and we'll try to find someone that was possibly around there. Let's see if we can't get a hold of the 51 and see what his thoughts were on that. Brandon Young, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, we got you here real fast, and actually we see you're on pit road. But we just want to talk to you a minute. I believe Carlos Maciel can't speak much English, so we can't talk to him. But you were around it there. Did you see, by any chance, what, from your point of view, what happened there between the 1 and the 81?
It looks like the 1 just come down a little bit and put him on the inside wall to me, but that was pretty much my observation of it.
That's what we saw. We didn't know if he was supposed to be, but we want to get a driver's point of view there, as you were kind of in that same area. At that point of the track, is that a point where you need to be kind of turning in? Should you have been going a little straight there at that point?
You should have been going up a little bit straight right there, man.
That's kind of what we thought. Again, we're not saying he did a dirty move, but we're saying it wasn't clean either. So we just want to get a driver's perspective on that and see kind of what you normally would be doing in that section of the track, and see if that did kind of confirm with and mesh with our thoughts on it. But overall, you're having a pretty good race here right now. So how's the car handling, and you know, what kind of finish do you expect here tonight?
I hope to get a top 10. It's handling pretty good right now. I adjusted some of my brake bites and seems to be pretty good.
Well, definitely, it's doing really good. Had a good starting position as well. So that being said, here before we let you go, we know you got some sponsors to shout out. So who those be?
Yeah, I want to shout out to Beer Reverence and Extreme Sim Racing for coming on with us, and we appreciate all their help.
Well, definitely, any sponsors are good out there. They're glad when you come on board to help you out. But hopefully, we'll be talking to you again here later, maybe with a top 3 or even a win.
Yeah, man. Hope so.
All right, again, that was the 51 of Brandon Young, as Alex Huffman is leading this race right now. And just to kind of confirm there, and as we thought, probably shouldn't have been turning in there. So, again, we will not make the call that was a, you know, an intentional move to block the 81, but it definitely did take the 81 out of the race, as you see right there. He is trying to get out of pit road. He is 6 laps down now. So the odds of the 81 of Carlos Masil getting the win here tonight just pretty much went out the window. As you know, dirty or not, I can promise you right now as a racer that 81 of Carlos Masil is not going to be happy with the one. You know, it's one of those deals. It doesn't matter what the reason, whether it's intentional or not. You know, and every driver will handle it differently, but you're not going to be happy with your competitor when they do that, especially when there's just no rhyme or reason as to why you just came down and door slammed him right into the inside wall and essentially ended the race. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye if those two get together close to each other on the track at any time during the race. We haven't seen any retaliation or even aggressive behavior from the 81 of Carlos Masil as the green flag comes back out, so I don't expect to see anything from him retaliation-wise or anything like that, but you never know. Drivers can be drivers as the caution comes out once again, and it is going to be a huge pile up here on the track. Let's go back and take a look and see what happened. So we go back to the aerial cam once again, provided by Steve Ford out of Corpus Christi, Texas, and here somebody just didn't get going, it looks like. There's the 3 involved in this, and there you see her right there. And the 3 goes around with a little help from the 96. The 6 gets involved, and from that on point, most of these guys is pretty much just coming to a stop there. Jack Feller's not quite able to get the car load up in time, and he'll just barely tap the back bumper of another car. And that will bring out the caution once again, as we are under caution, and now for, I believe, the 4th time in 11 laps. 25 laps completed, make it 26 at the line. So we have 12 laps under caution out of the 26 completed. So as far as cautions go, not starting off too well here tonight at ISM Raceway. Again, we were informed earlier from several drivers this week that this race may be caution plagued, and so far it has been. But we're going to step away to a quick commercial break, and we will be right back.
This is a demonstration for the built-in water temperature sensor of W5 CPU water block. There is a water temperature sensor built inside W5 to detect the temperature of the coolant that runs through W5. Here, we're using thermal mode and time-lapse effect to show the temperature change of the system. You can easily see the real-time temperature change on the software screen. W5 is also made with central inlet design, which contributes to higher coolant flow that helps faster heat dispatching to achieve a lower coolant temperature, of which you can see on the software thanks to the water temperature sensor. While W5 shows you the temperature of the coolant that runs through your CPU water block, you can also throw in a Pacific TF1 indicator to monitor the temperature and coolant flow of your whole system.
All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. The lights are off on the pace car. And for anyone that's just tuning in with us here tonight, you're watching the RACECORE Online Racing League presented by Global Building Contractors. Of course, this is the Xfinity Series here tonight. You're watching it all on virtualracingnetwork.net, a division of raceontexas.com. And of course, unfortunately, we would have had some footage for you here from the new Monarch Motor Speedway, where we would be filming some real-life racing, thanks to Race on Texas and our merge or acquisition of Virtual Racing Network that happened. But unfortunately, Mother Nature had some other plans, and just about noon or 11, when everyone was gearing up to get out there, it decided it wanted to give us some moisture for the ground. And we'll never complain about that. But unfortunately, dirt track racing doesn't do too good in mud. But regardless, green flag is back out, and we are racing once again here at ISM Raceway. Again, the eventful night here between the cautions and what almost can be described as just acts of aggression out on the track already early in this race. We're only on lap 30. We have less than 100 to go. But still, we have 90 laps to go when they get to the green. That is plenty of laps to get around this track to try to make a pass. But we're going to keep an eye right around here in our top 5. As right now you have the one machine who is being pursued by the aid of Mikey Neal. And I don't know how much longer Mikey Neal is going to hold off and try to bide his tongue here and hold off and just bide his time. He's really wanting to get by. He wants to get to the front as quickly as possible. We'll switch cams to our main camera, and he's going to do so on the outside as he powers by the one of Chris Brown. Again, it's so hard to make a pass on the outside. You have to have a very good handling car, and he does that just now. And he's about to do it again over Josh Reeves in that number 69 machine, and he does it very easily. Just shows you how fast this young driver is here in that number 8 machine, as he is just working his way to the front from 13th to 4th is where he was on the last caution when it came out. Here he is sitting in 4th place right now. We're on lap 33 of 120. Bryson Barkley out front in the 84 machine, followed by Alex Huffman in the 83. But right now, our little trio there for the 85 is not working out, as the 85 of David Estes all the way back in 10th place right now. As he's falling back just a little bit with that Tax Slayer, number 85 machine. So slaying some taxes. He needs to be slaying some drivers here to get to the front, but he's got a little damage, and that's why he's probably back there. So we'll look to see him back to the front. He was second fastest in practice earlier today, so no reason I don't see that we won't see him back to the front later on tonight. There's unfortunately your 81 who was involved in that incident, as we'll refer to it earlier. He is back there 6 laps down, struggling right now with that damage, as he is just trying to hang on to every position he can. But a big props and big shout out to him to be 6 laps down as the 11 in front of him gets a little loose and they make contact. Very good job here of the 81 of Carlos Maciel to stay off of him when he got loose there. That is definitely Will Man. Both him and the 11 of Dennis Ellis to hang on to that car as well as he did as well. So we go back to the front here. Jameer Muhammad trying to fight his way as well, trying to get by the 69 of Josh Reeves. Again, Jameer Muhammad tied for the points lead, and then of course James Zarello tied with him. James Zarello currently sitting, if we can find him on the track anyway. We can't, well, he's somewhere around here. There he is. He's back in 13th place with damage. So right now it looks like Jameer Muhammad would take over the points lead as the 13 of James Zarello damage. Right there you can see how bad that car really is damaged. That's going to really hinder his chances of getting a good point finish out of tonight, unless something happens to Jameer Muhammad, and we will not count anything out here. So we're on lap 38 of 120. We've completed 37 laps here in this race. Jeff Merck behind these guys in that number 60 machine, and right now he's doing a pretty good job hanging in there in 8th place. He's giving Jameer a run for his money here tonight, but the man out front That is the 84 of Bryson Barker, and is currently leading this race. He has led 27 laps so far in this race. And Mikey Neal's led some laps, and look at Mikey Neal coming. He's trying to run down his teammate, the 84 of Alex Huffman, in the number 8 machine, and I have a feeling he'll probably catch him before this race is over, and probably here in the next 10 laps or so, as Mikey Neal is on rails here tonight. Another new driver, you know, we don't always get to talk about him. There it is, started 11th, sitting in 4th place right now in that McDonald's Reese's machine. That is the number 94 of Jeff O'Quinn, a new driver that, again, we just don't always get to talk about. Here is obviously he's new. He's only been here this season, so definitely someone to watch out for as we get later on into the season, as they will have playoffs this season as well. So we'll definitely be checking to see how that one does play as a caution does come out. And it's going to be for the 555 of Butch Frazier. Let's go back and take a look. Through the aerial cam, sponsored by Seams Ford out of Corpus Christi, Texas, the oldest dealership in Texas. And what happened to the 555 of Butch Frazier? As you have James Zarello coming in, trying to squeeze in between them. That's not right there. James Zarello gets a run. The 555 may have had to check up just a little bit, not to get into the outside wall. Looks like just a racing deal there, as maybe the 555 had to check up a little bit, not to get into the outside wall. And of course then the 13 of James Zarello gets a run, and that will bring out the caution once again as we go back to live. It is still Bryson Barker out front. We're going to step away. We will be back when the lights go off to get this thing going once again. Are you in the market for a quality new or used car, truck, or SUV? Head on down to Sames Ford in Corpus Christi, Texas, and browse through their inventory today. You won't be disappointed. Alright, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Lights are off on the pace car. Of course, that means one thing and one thing only. We're set to get the green flag one more time here to start lap 46. That means we have 76 laps to go in this race. And under caution, and all cautions are brought to you by Hanover Wrecker Service. If you're in the area and you need a towing wrecker service, you can give them a call at 1-304-664-3848. Again, Hanover Wrecker Service, providing all the coverage for all your sponsors or your cautions here for tonight's race. We'll see green flag back in the air. We're 3 wide already for second place, as it's going to be the 8 of Mikey Neal that takes it 3 wide, but he settles it out. And we're going to stay 2 wide. They're all running down Bryson Barker and Jeff O'Quinn, who currently resides in the second place, doing a fantastic job. Again, we talked about him, and we knew he'd be working his way through this field, and that is exactly what he is doing here tonight, fighting and clawing his way. As we got cars going around back in the back, and it's going to be the 25 of, I believe that's Pat Satterfield. Caution is out. It looks like Justin Spears is going to get involved. The 63 is going to get involved of Charles Hoffman, and somebody else back there getting involved in this. Let's go back and take a look. Caution out one more time here on the Speedway. What happened here is we go to the scene for aerial coverage here for tonight. 16 gets the wall, hits the 25, and it is on from there. There's more contact, and bam, right there, more cars just unable to avoid it. About 5 cars total getting involved in the caution here, as that is, again, I believe, caution number 6, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go ahead and bring it up. It is caution number 6 for 19 laps. So we did get some green flag run racing in there for a little bit. But we have had 19 laps of caution. And you know what they say, cautions breed caution. That's exactly what's happening here tonight. And things are really starting to shake up here with 3 different lead changes already. So Hanover Wrecker Service getting their money's worth here tonight. Just unfortunate that we've seen this many cautions. This is almost unheard of for this league. You know, we used to go entire races with 1 to 0 cautions. Here tonight, that not the case at ISM Raceway, as we have been plagued with cautions here so far. We'll go ahead and get rid of that. And let's see if we can't get a quick word in with one of our drivers here and see what their thoughts are on all of these cautions. As we'll see, we have Bryson Barker. That is your race leader. We'll see if he's going to come down pit road. It doesn't look like he is. Let's go ahead and get a quick word in here with him if we can. Bryson Barker, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you. Can you hear me?
Yep, we got you. So, real quick here, we caught you right in the middle of the conversation, so we're not going to keep you long. But the cautions seem to be breeding more cautions. You're out front leading this race. You know, obviously you want to see some green flag racing, but are these helping you just, add those most laps led?
Yeah, after the past couple weeks, getting the most laps led would be pretty cool, but yeah, I hope the race gets settled out. It's been fun so far, but yeah, I'd like to have a couple green flag runs just to spread it out and just see what the car would really do on a long.
Well, definitely, we want to see those green flags. Green flag racing as well. But you're set to lead it. You've led quite a few so far. But we know the lights are going to go off here soon, and you were into it talking strategy probably with your teammate there. So last thing real quick, you got any sponsors and shout out you want to give before we let you go?
Oh yeah, of course. Gold Building Contractors, huge shout out this series. A lot of fun. iRacing Drivers World and Gold Series for the truck side coming up in June. A huge shout out to those guys.
All right. Well, hopefully with any luck, we'll be talking to you again here later on tonight.
All right. Thank you.
All right, there again. We don't want to keep them too long. They usually are right in the middle of getting their stuff sorted out with their teammates, especially here under caution. And feeling a little better, I guess. Anytime I can get into racing mood, I guess you would say, we start to suppress that that evil, nasty, bad feeling, whatever you want to call it. But head still feels like it wants to explode right now. But other than that, you know, it's good to be in any form of racing. We feel great to be here. So we will fight through it regardless if it kills us tomorrow. We'll be here today. That is just the way we do it here at VRN. Definitely, of course, Sam, thanks for checking in on us. Unfortunately, having internet connections here couldn't quite make it tonight to the race, but we know we'll be looking forward to see you on the track here in the coming weeks as the pace car dives off here. Once again, let's get this thing started. As there it is, green flag back in the air. You're watching the RACECORE Online Racing League, presented by Global Building Contractors here on Virtual Racing Network, a division of RaceOnTexas.com. Here we are on lap 52 of 120, 69 laps to go. We are closing in on the halfway point very quickly. Let's take a look back here. Let's actually go to a better camera here. Side by side is the number 8 of Mikey Neal and the 69 of Josh Reeves. Josh Reeves trying to get by, and he does get by, and now here comes the 60 trying to get into there of Jeff Merck. He's going to try to make something happen, and so far it's not going to happen. It's going to be Mikey Neal, and here goes Mikey Neal back to the front. He's going to try it, and actually that is the 60 that's going to lose several spots here as he goes way up the track. And now Mikey Neal back by the 69 of Josh Reeves. Now he's got his eyes set on Jeff O'Quinn in the 94 machine. Again, that McDonald's Reese's Pieces sponsored machine. You can't even see the Reese's Pieces. It's actually on the deck lid back there. We just happened to catch a glimpse of it earlier. But two very good sponsors. I could go for some McDonald's and some Reese's any day of the week. As it looks like Mikey Neal's going to try to get some of that Reese's Pieces off his back bumper there. As you can see it right there on the screen. We'll see. Let's go back a little bit. Jameer Muhammad and David Estes battling as we got another caution. More cars involved. And right there, the 16 just plows into the 19 after the caution was already out. But the 19 of Francois Bell's here involved in this caution. Let's go back and take a look and see what happened. These two of these things, forward aerial coverage. Something happened. Was it the 56? We didn't call him the 95. It was the 56. Well, the 56 involved in his third incident on the track here tonight. I apologize for calling him the 95, but that is the 56 of Mike Watts involved in his third incident on the track here tonight already. As I'm not saying he was at fault for all three of them, but he has been involved in 3 different incidents here tonight. We'll see, determining whose fault those were. That could be a breaker for him, as he's a brand new driver here, and I believe they are on some sort of probation period. So we'll see if that plays a factor into his race. Well, definitely, Sam, if we get much worse, I will pull you up here and use the help. Because if this gets any worse, we will definitely need it. Right now, we're doing fairly good. Probably not the smartest idea, but it's hot. So we have the window open here, letting in all that cold, rainy air, which is probably not the best thing for whatever we have. But it is cool and cold, and it feels good. So we're running with it for tonight, or at least for this race. So we're going to see if it keeps us nice and cool. We'll be happy. We got some, of course, some medicine in us to try to help out as well. Justin Starr leading this race right now, as he is now led, well, 0 laps, but he will lead 1 when he gets to the line if he does not come down. He did pit 14 laps ago, so he's going to be one of only few that do not come down here. And actually, I stand corrected. He is the only one that did not come down. With the exception of Butch Frazier and Carlos Maciel, who are currently laps down. So the only one on the lead lap that did not come down pit road is going to be the 99 of Justin Starr. We'll see how this one all shakes out here later on tonight. Of course, we want to once again thank everybody for tuning in here tonight. Whether you're on Facebook or on YouTube, we want to thank everybody for tuning in. We know you have 100 different things you can be doing here tonight on a Sunday night, but you're hanging in there with us here. So thanks for tuning in, and we're going to step away here for just a moment. And those lights go off and we get to the backstretch. We will come right back here with some more racing action here at ISM Raceway. Alright, we are back. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Justin Starr. He's led 2 laps. He's leading the race right now. We are just about set to get this green flag one more time. We'll see how that number 99 Fox machine is going to go here. He's got 16 laps versus 2, but then again, those could be under caution as well as he takes off, and he's got some damage to the back of that car as well. We'll see, will that play a factor in this race? We'll have to just wait and see, as he has got heavy fire from the 84 Bryson Barker right now in that 84 machine. No surprise, Bryson Barker's been so quick. So has Mikey Neal. For the first time here tonight, we see Brian Dorsey in the number 9. He's been up there in about the top 10, but now here he is sitting in 4th place in the top 5. We'll see if he can hang in there. Jamir Muhammad right behind him. It's the number 2 machine in 5th place, trying to get into the top 3 if he can. Already has a finish that will put him as the official points leader, as the next car that's battling him tied for first, well, not tied at the moment anyway. That is 13 of James Lorello back in 21st place. So incident in the track, getting caught up in a wreck is going to hurt his night here. But look at this little gaggle, whatever you want to call them, cars, herd. There is a ton of them right here. Side by side is Jamir Muhammad by Brian Dorsey. He's going to take 3rd place. And for the first time tonight, Jamir Muhammad is sitting in 3rd place on the track in the top 3. Right there, he started 4th, and now he is in 3rd place. He has been as low as 20th here tonight. Oh, he is scratching and clawing his way to the front. And let's go back here a little ways as the caution is out once again, and it's going to be for Trevor Graffam in the 47 machine. Let's go back and take a look. What happened here to the 47 of Trevor Graffam? Oh, it's right there, you see. I'm not even sure who that is. Their paint's not loading. The 17 and the 47 of Trevor Graffam trying to avoid it, and that's probably going to give him an unsafe pit entrance as he knocks the cone down, sliding it sideways to get into pit road. He was, of course, not trying to get there, but that'll probably give him an unsafe pit entrance, as the 17 getting spun is actually technically going to bring out the caution here. And again, I'm not sure who that is back there that we're seeing, with somebody's car or paint is just not loading here for us tonight. We'll see if we can figure out who that is, as I don't see anybody at the moment that the paint is not loading. So it's right up there ahead of the 11. So that is going to be the 22 of J.W. Lopez, whose paint is just not loading. Either that, he has a solid white car. Unfortunately, we're going to try to reload Trading Paints here if we can, and see if we can't figure out why his paint is not loading. So we are doing that right now. So unfortunately, sometimes Trading Paints does not want to always work with us, And this looks to be like one of those times. We're going to see if we can get that paint load. We have quite a few people coming down pit road. Again, we're going to keep an eye on that 22's paint job and see if we can get that to load here shortly, as hopefully some of these others load. We got a few more white cars out there now. Trading Paints is still downloading very slowly, so we do apologize for that. That's a lot of people coming down the pit road here. Jameer Muhammad being one of those. Looks like Justin Starr is going to come down pit road as well and give up the lead. Drop himself back to 18th place. But he did lead some laps, so that is good for him, as Bryson Barker is out on the track right now. Again, those white cars should correct themselves here shortly, as we have a ton of them out on the track now. So again, they should fix themselves once it is done loading. Hopefully, we're going to have a real interesting race here if we can't see any paint jobs. Let's see. It shows all paints are up to date, and that is not good. Trading Paints showing white cars here for us. So we'll have to see if we can't try to fix that, as we have a ton of white cars out there. We do apologize for that. As I tried to fix one and end up now seeing a ton more. So we're going to see what we can do. Well, that is definitely not a good sign when all the paint jobs are not showing up for us here, folks. We are going to try one more time here and see if we can't get these paints loaded. We're going to have a real hard time figuring out who is who. Again, Trading Paints was been told it was giving issues, and now we have two cars on the track that are showing paint jobs. So we are trying to get these paint jobs sorted out while we can. Again, if not, it's going to be very difficult for you and for me to figure out who is who out on this track right now. We'll see. Still only getting two cars loading paints here, folks. That is not good. So we are going to have a serious issue here if we cannot see who is who out on the track. And on top of that, we have a blinking car. The pace lights are off. We have a field of white cars. Trading Paints shows that it is loaded, but it is not. So we are going to continue to try to fix this problem here. Oh yeah, we're seeing, getting reports that people have even tried uploading their cars again, and it is not fixing. Green flag is out, and we just have a field of white cars here, folks. Out of our control, but we're going to keep trying to figure out what the problem is. Again, something that unfortunately we have no control over here, as that is Bryson Barker that's out front, and we have two drivers with cars here. So we're going to, again, just keep trying over and over again, see if we can't figure out what's going on. Right now we are having to reload it over and over again, and we're going to keep doing that. See, maybe we can get it to maybe possibly work. We'll see. Right now it is scanning again. Bryson Barker out front. Mikey Neal, the car looks just like the one in front of him, is your second place driver right now in that number 8 machine, and it looks like we may have a few more loading in now. We'll see. We'll just have to kind of wait. No, they go to a paint job, and then they go white. We do have Mikey Neal back, though, in the number 8 as well as the number 9. And it looks like some of our cars are starting to show up here. So let's get back to the main camera here. So we're getting a few more. Mikey Neal running a new paint here. Hall of Fame paint is what it's showing for us. So, again, Trading Paints acting a little buggy here tonight. Does not want to work. Bryson Barker still in a white paint job. Let's go back here to this group of cars. We have a few more back here, so we're doing a little better, but we're still should have a few more cars that are not white, and they are starting to eventually come in. I believe that's, let's see, I'm not sure who that is with the orange wheels out there right behind the 51. I believe that's Chris Brown right behind the 51 of Brandon Young, so we'll see. Hopefully those paints will load in there. There's a lot of cars that we just can't tell exactly who is who at the moment, and we're scared to reload it again. as we do have several drivers this time, so we're just going to hope these paints will eventually come in. Unfortunately, having some issues with trading paint here tonight, as some of these have indeed come in. There they go. They're slowly starting to come in. And now we have the battle. We have the 60 and the 76 battling side by side as Jeff Burke and Reese Milton that are racing side by side with each other. And we'll see. Let's go back up to the front here. There is your front leader, Bryson Barker, whose paint job finally does load. And it looks like we're going to have another caution back here for the 10 of Jason Covington. Let's go ahead and go and look and see what happened here. To the instant replay camera we go. And the contact there between 17 and the 22. The 10 gets by. What happened here to... 17 gets a little nudge from the 11, but that's not the caution. The caution is right there. The 22 gets to the wall. The 10 just nowhere to go. He comes down, scrapes him, and around he goes on the track right there, bringing out the caution as we are under caution once again here at ISM Speedway. Bryson Barker out front, and finally we have paint jobs, so we know who is who out on the track. And there we go. We saw Alex Huffman earlier. We said he was running the same sponsor as the 83. Now we see the real paint job there, so we apologize again. Unfortunately, just out of our control that those paint jobs were not loading, but it looks like we got the correct paints now, and a really nice looking paint job there from the 83 of Alex Huffman with Realtree on there. We'll see. They're all coming down pit road here for the most part. It looks like we're going to keep Bryson Barker, Jeff Burke, Jameer Muhammad, and Josh Colby out on the track. Everybody else is coming down to take 4 tires and fuel, or at least 2 tires and fuel. I would imagine, I don't think anybody's going to take no tires, but thank goodness Trading Paint's working once again here, as we do have paint jobs loaded, so that is definitely a good one. We are under caution, so we are going to step away here, and we'll be right back here in just a few moments with the green flag coming out once again. All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. I have to go chat with the driver here on the radio real fast, a couple of them, just to make sure their paint job is the correct one. Still having issues. We got people saying that is not the paint they're running, but that's what we got, and we are going to run with it here tonight. Unfortunately, sometimes it's just that way. The paints don't quite want to work. But you are watching the RACECORE Online Racing League presented by Global Living Contractors here on Virtual Racing Network, a division of RaceOnTexas.com. And you're under caution. All cautions brought to you by Hanover Wrecker Service, as the green flag is getting ready to come back out once again. And there it is. Green flag is back in the air. We are racing one more time. Josh Coley in second place. as he's going to power by Jeff Merck in that number 60 machine. He's going to put that number 33 into second place, and he will officially clear him for second place. Here on the restart, we'll see Mikey Neal sitting back in fourth place. Jameer Muhammad right behind him, and Alex Huffman just behind him. So some very fast drivers. Let's go back and take a look right here as you have the 79 of Rodrigo Munoz, who is currently just ahead of Chris Brown and Josh Reeves. Josh Reeves was a little higher earlier, now struggling just a little bit. And of course, Chris Brown involved in an early incident that was questionable, to say the least. And those three battling right there together. Right behind them is David Estes in that number 85 TaxLayer.com machine. Reese Milton and Brian Dorsey battling it out side by side here. We'll see how this one all pans out when it's all said and done. Ooh, as we got the 11 on his side. Caution is out once again. Let's go back and see as we caught that one live. That is Dennis Ellis that was on his side. Let's go back and take a look here. Let's go to the aerial camera for that one. What happened here to the 11 as he bumps the 51 right there just a little bit to try to get by him. It looks like he takes it 3 wide, and something did not give. It just looks like he drove right up in front of the 51, and around goes the 11. Let's go back and take another look at that if we can here. Let's go to the 51 if we can of Brandon Young and go on board with him and see if we can see the 11. He checks up right there, not to get into the 13. He's on the high side, can't go much higher than the 11 right there. And let's see. Yeah, the 11 just slides up right into the 51, cutting his nose off. Luckily, the 51 of Brandon Young didn't get too much damage there. But the 11, I believe Dennis Ellis it is, just sliding right up into the nose of the 51 of Brandon Young, and that will bring out the caution one more time. Mikey Neal leading this race now. He has led 9 laps. As caution is out, we'll bring that up real fast. That is caution number 10. We're in the double digits here, folks, for the caution. We've had 34 laps of caution here tonight. A staggering number that is almost unheard of here for RACECORE. But, you know, unheard of or not, it is here tonight, so you've heard it first here. 34 laps of caution, 10 cautions, 6 different leaders here at ISM Raceway for the RACECORE Online Racing League, presented by Global Building Contractors. As unfortunately, whether it's the normal or the unnormal, under the exception, it is happening here tonight. This track still 74 degrees, so it's not that hot. So surprisingly enough, that we are getting these cautions here, but regardless, we are under caution, so we'll be right back after a quick commercial break. All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. The lights are off on the pace car. Of course, we want to quickly remind everyone, if you haven't before, if you're on the Facebook side of things, make sure you hit that like button on the video, or the heart button, whichever one you feel inclined to hit, as well as the like button on the page. That'll get you notified of all broadcasts we do that are on Facebook. And, of course, the YouTube side of things, we'll post links in there. And, of course, if you're on the YouTube side of things, make sure that If you like the racing, you hit that thumbs up and give it a thumbs up if you like it. And of course, hit that little subscribe button and the bell to be notified of all upcoming events here on the channel. You'll get notified of not only live events, but videos we will be posting from some real life racing as well. So we'll be posting some little highlight clips and stuff we do here and there as well. And with that partnership on raceontexas.com, but the green flag is back out and we are racing once again. As it is going to be Mikey Neal that is out front. Jameer Muhammad sitting in second place. Alex Huffman hot on his heels, and here comes the one to Chris Brown getting to the inside of the 79 Rodrigo Munoz, and caution is out once again. This time Brandon Young turned around on the track. Let's go back and see what happened. Let's go to the aerial cam provided by Satan Sport out of Corpus Christi, Texas. Texas' oldest dealership. And what happened here to the 51? Ooh, little contact to him in the 45 of, I believe that's Brian Jones, as that will bring out the caution once again. And the 11 just running into him after the fact. Again, those two, I believe, were just involved in the incident. And let's go back and take a look at that here and see. Oh, we can see one more time. And you see right there. Not sure, maybe just didn't see, was down there, just maybe misjudged it a little bit. And right there, the 11 just smacking him in the back bumper again. We'll see, as that will put the 51 of Brandon Young on pit road. He is taking tires though, so it looks like he will come back out onto the track. As Mikey Neal go ahead and back to him. He's leading this race with Jameer Muhammad behind him and Alex Huffman. So three very fast drivers leading the pack right now in 1, 2, and 3 as we're on lap 87, 34 laps to go. Going to be 33 when they get to the line. It looks like we're going to start this race with restart this race with about 32 laps to go. Alright, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. There's almost lost my voice. We do apologize for that. But once we get it revved up, I think we'll be good. The pace car should be timing off this time. We have 32 laps to go. Gonna be 31 when we take the green flag one more time. Here, we'll see. Will that be the last caution of the night? As we'll quickly pull that up real quick. 11 cautions for 40 laps. If I was a betting man, I'd put money on the no token. Our ticket here that will not be the last caution of the night. I think we'll probably see at least one, maybe two, possibly even three more. We got plenty of time to do it. Let's see. Green flag back in the air. We are racing here for the RACECORE Online Racing League presented by Global Building Contractors. on Virtual Racing Network division of RaceOnTexas.com. And Mikey Neal shot out of a cannon here at the start of this race. Alex Huffman behind him, followed by Jamir Muhammad and Rodrigo Munoz out in the 79 machine. He is currently just outside the top 3 in 4th place. Chris Brown is hanging in there as well. And then you have the 85 of David Estes. It looks like somebody, that is going to be the 76 of Reese Milton, who finally has a paint job loaded on there. He scrapes the outside wall just a little bit. He's got Brian Dorsey behind him, even though Brian Dorsey is blinking just a little bit. Let's go a little further, though, here up to 4th place. That's the 79 Rodrigo Munoz, who is trying to hold off the rest of this field behind him and possibly get by Jamir Muhammad at the same time. We'll just have to kind of wait and see how this one plays out for everyone, as we're keeping a close eye on this entire field. We got a little battle going on back here between James Lorillo and Josh Cooley. At this present time, we have 24 drivers on the lead lap. The 57 of Justin Callahan is the last one on the lead lap right now. Let's go back to the front of this field, or very close to the front anyway. You have the 85 of David Estes currently running in 8th place, and a whole host of cars behind him here at the moment. And you're still having some connection issues there from the 9 of Brian Dorsey, but he looks to have it somewhat settled out as they come flying through the front stretch. Here now we have 27 laps to go in this race. And we'll see Mikey Neal out front. There's Alex Huffman, though. He's trying to run him down. Let's go ahead and drop to a different camera angle if we could. In that number 83 Realtree machine. Again, saying this is the paint he's running. Tree things still causing problems here, but it is good enough for tonight's race anyway. Let's go back and look at this group. You got a group of 3 cars: Rodrigo Munoz, David Estes, and Chris Brown. Don't even count out Josh Reeves. He's in this group as well, as these 4 drivers really starting to duke it out here. Very hard, and a little contact between the 1 of Chris Brown and the 69 of Josh Reeves, as they bump doors going through the corner, as Josh Reeves is going to take it to the outside. And it looks like the 1 of Chris Brown's going to take it to the inside. Which line will prevail? It looks like it's going to be the outside lane for the 69 of Josh Reeves. Josh Reeves rebounding back to the front here. So we'll take a look in there for his information. Started 6th, fell to 9th, and he's back to 6th position. So he's rebounded back to where he started. Again, just kind of fighting his way through, but just really hasn't been able to push much further than that. He's running down David Estes right now in that 85 machine, as they're going to dive right to the cones. They're going to come back up onto the track. This is probably the biggest battle going on the track right now. The front 4 have really kind of checked out from each other. Not a whole lot going on, and I'm curious if any of these guys, particularly someone like Bryson Barker in that 84 machine, does he have something for the leaders, but is he just stuck behind this group of cars right now? Again, we'll pull that information up here. Started 2nd. He's currently in 8th. He's been as low as 19th with pit stops going on and stuff like that. He doesn't have any damage, but I really do think Bryson Barker in that 84 is being held up possibly by this group in front of him, and he wants to get by them as quickly as he can, but it's just not happening here at the moment. So he is going to just have to keep trying to get position after position as quickly as he can. But right now, that is proving to be a little difficult, as these guys right here are the ones that are holding him up just a little bit, I think. And that is David Estes, Rodrigo Munoz, Josh Reeves, and Chris Brown. And not saying they're slow by any means, just think that possibly Bryson Barker's just a little bit faster than they are. So we'll have to just kind of wait and see if that is the case. All right, now that is the battle as the caution comes out once again. And this time it's going to be for the 76 of Reese Milton. Let's go back and take a look. Let's go to the same Ford camera here, or blink camera here, or aerial camera, whatever you want to call it, to see what happened. And he gets a run on the 45, just a little bit as he has to check up, and actually blinks out for a minute. Oh, and the 45 of Brian Jones gets into the outside wall. I'm wondering if that blinking from the 76 may have scared the 45 of Brian Jones just a little bit, enough to get him into the outside wall. And around they go as we're back to live here in the 76 of Reese Milton. Trying to get back to the pack here as they are going to be under caution once again as we are into, again, double-digit cautions. Let's go ahead and bring it up. That is the 12th caution of the night, folks. 41 laps under caution as we have 20 to go. We'll make it 19 to go here in the race. Let's go back to your race leader, who is Brian Dorsey, who is going to opt not to pit. So old tires plus blinking. Not sure if that's the best combination to be out front, but we're going to see if he can hold off this field. That will be a definitely a test here for the 9 of Brian Dorsey. If he can control that internet and control those tires and the rest of this field behind him for about 17 laps is what we'll have when we get the green. Yes, definitely some soup sounds pretty good. I got some tomato soup. We may be digging into that later on tonight. As you can tell, once we start to calm down, you can tell that the voice is going. It sounds horrible. But we try to just do our best to suppress that while we're revved up and going here. We made it this far. We have 18 laps to go. Hopefully we can make it. The remainder of this race, I can't guarantee we'll have very long post-race show here tonight, as quite frankly, I'm not even sure I should be here right now doing this, but as they say, the show must go on. Whether it goes on for the rest of the week is the question. It really just depends on how bad I do feel for the remainder of this week. But regardless, once again, of course, we want to thank everybody for tuning in here tonight to listen to me sound horrible on top of it things. But a big shout out to everyone for tuning in here tonight. We are going to step away and this time for a quick hydration break, and we will be right back. All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, as the 9 looks to pull it down to the apron. He is still having those connection issues, and it looks like he is going to pull it off the track. Here's the pace car goes in, and so does your leader, as it's going to be Bryson Barker leading him to the line. Green flag is out, 16 laps to go, and just like that, the 9 pulls it down pit road and gives up the lead here. As you see him right there pulling it down pit road. Connection issue may be getting the best of him here tonight. Led a few laps and then pulls it down pit road before the start of the race, giving the lead back to Bryson Barker in the 84 machine. Jeff Merck is sitting in second place right now, running him down. Mikey Neal, ooh, little sparks flying off the wall. Didn't actually touch it there for Mikey Neal, but just close enough for it to react to the invisible barrier around that car, to say the least. And he is sitting in 5th place, and they get 4th place right now. Are we done with cautions? Something tells me no, as Brian Dorsey coming back down pit road again, and here come the leaders flying through the corner. again, I don't think we're out of the woods with the cautions just yet. 15, make it 14 laps to go. And Brian Dorsey again thought we had him going, and it looks like the 16 is going to come out of pit road. And let's go back and look at this group of cars right here. This is probably the closest battle we have going on, to the biggest battle anyway. 14 laps to go as it's going to be side by side. Chris Brown and Jason Covington. Covington going to take it. There's more sparks flying there, that time from Brandon Dorsett. Justin Starr on pit road, as it looks like we have a whole host of drivers that are out of this race so far. We have more going down pit road. Justin Starr still there. Looks like Brandon and Ryan Dorsey still down pit road as well. The battles are starting to really get intense here with 13 laps. Make it 12 laps goes. We got someone into the wall. Oh, and it's going to be the 76 as we have, or 79, I believe. And there you have it. The 83 goes for a roll here. Let's go back and take a look what happened. As the caution is out once again, let's go to the aerial coverage. And what in the world happened here? The 79 smacks the outside wall, and then Alex Huffman goes for a wild ride. Oh, Mikey Neal gets into him right there as the 83 gets just knocked hard. He barrel rolls it about 4 times, bringing it to a stop on the front stretch. Caution out once again for what is probably the most violent wreck we have seen here tonight. And Alex Huffman's night is done. After that, that car is totaled as it goes upside down and back on its wheels 3 times, coming to a stop on the front stretch. And unfortunately, his and the 79 of Rodrigo Munoz's night is probably done as well. Mikey Neal's going to have some damage, but that was a very, very slight tap. It just looks like the car wouldn't stick down to the bottom and just slightly slid up and got into the 79. And from that point on, the 79 got the wall and then got the 83 of Alex Huffman. So involved in that wreck technically would be considered the 8 of Mikey Neal, the 79 of Rodrigo Munoz, and the 83 of Alex Huffman. And of course, the 83 of Huffman and the 79 of Munoz out of the race. As of that caution, Bryson Barker is back up front once again. He was there earlier, and he's back there once again. So we'll see if he can hang on to the lead long enough to win this race. Definitely for the last time we'll have a chance. Probably we want to thank everybody for tuning in here tonight. Make sure you hit that like button if you like it, and subscribe button if you're on the YouTube side, so we can get you all the racing action, whether it's real life or sim racing. We have a lot of stuff going on here just to give you kind of a rundown of what's going on this week. Of course, starting tomorrow on Monday at the front of the week, we have the Northwest Xfinity Series, followed by the South Texas Speedway Winter Super Series, the World of Thunder. Actually, I believe World of Thunder is off this week, so we did their season finale. So World of Thunder off this week. We will have a upcoming new little ad coming out this week there for the World of Thunder. Of course, we'll be picking up for season 5, and then of course we do have a little charity race that we are going to be doing here that we will plug in there real fast for you for anyone that is interested. That is the first annual, or as we refer to it, the inaugural Michael Rose Memorial Race. That is Wednesday, April 3rd, 2019 at Lanier for 100 laps. There's a $15 donations race. So kind of like an entry fee, but all donations will go to Michael's family. So again, get together as a racing community, whether it's real or sim. Get in this race and of course help that family out in the time of need. That battle will be going down with the super late models. Of course, April 3rd, 2019 at 9 p.m. Central Time. So make sure you are there for that. So we'll be covering all of the racing action for that event. So definitely make sure you are tuning in for all of that racing action as well. Of course, lights are off. Then, of course, we have the Northwest Truck Series And of course the AMA Super Late Model Series. We will have another broadcaster covering that, as we will be out at the Real Racetrack Monarch Motor Speedway filming that real racing. And then of course we come back Sunday with RACECORE Online Racing League once again. There is your week in review. Plus we have a new website that may be dropping this week as well. So again, a ton of great stuff that we have going on this week. Here we put that preview out to the website. We are changing the way broadcasting is done here on Sim Racing here shortly. Again, once that website is released, we'll be giving out all the details, but VRN going to be changing the way we do things here for the remainder of 2019 on any days we don't currently have a broadcast, and for 2020 a lot will be changing here for how we operate things at Virtual Racing Network. But Bryson Barker out front here, 7 laps to go, make it 6 right there as he crosses the line. Here we are racing 6 laps to go. If we have a caution after this lap is completed, this race would be over. We got some cars slowing down, and they managed to keep it going in the right direction as we now coming up on the 5 to go mark. As there it is, you see 3, 2, 1. Ooh, almost sparks flying. 5 to go here in your race for your race leader, Bryson Barker. This is the point of no return. Caution comes out, race is over. Bryson Barker wins this race, unless it's him that's involved in the caution. We'll see. Behind him is a whole pack of cars. It's Jeff Merck, Mikey Neal, Josh Reeves, David Estes back here. You got a whole host of drivers that want to get into that top. Jeff Merck, I believe this would be his first top 3 finish, and to get a second place, not a bad way to start your season here. If he could pick off a second place finish early in the season, I believe you got to be in the top 20 to make the playoffs and make 20 races as well. So something like that, we'll have to get all that details to you later once we get closer to the actual event, once it gets here. And Bryson Barker still leading this race with 3 laps to go. As you see right here, here comes Jamir Muhammad side by side with the 85, trying to make something happen. What will become of this battle? It looks like Jamir Muhammad's going to get him on the outside. He does. Jamir Muhammad up to 5th place. Can he get any further up is the question. And there, no, we got the 2 going down pit road with 2 laps to go. We've got to go take a look at this. What happened to the number 2 of Jamir Muhammad? We have 1 lap to go. We got to get to your leader, but we got to see what happened here as well. As something happened to Jamir Muhammad to cause him to go down the pit road. Right there, the 85 gets a run and gets into his back bumper. That is what causes that. We go back to live as the white flag is in the air. It is Bryson Barker that is leading this race right now. And right there for second place, they're side by side. Who is going to get the win is the question. Or who's going to get second place is the question, as the white flag is in the air. We know Bryson Barker is going to get the win. And right, he's coming up to it. Bryson Barker going to win here at ISM Raceway. And the number 84 Machine, as he puts it into victory lane. Second place will officially go to Jeff Merck. And third place will go to Mikey Neal here for tonight's race. It was a hard-fought battle for that 84 Machine of Bryson Barker and everyone else behind him. This race plagued with cautions here tonight, but the 84 getting the win, getting a little celebration bump there from the 8 of Mikey Neal. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. It's time to get to your unofficial race results. Again, getting the win here tonight is going to be the 84 of Bryson Barker. Second place is going to go to the 6 of Jeff Merck. And third place will go to the 8 of Mikey Neal. Fourth place will go to the 69 of Josh Reeves. Fifth place will be the 29 of Brandon Dorsett. Sixth place will be the 76 of Reese Milton. Seventh place will be the 13 of James Zarello. And eighth place will go to the 10 of Jason Covington. Ninth place will be the 17 of Sterling Smith. A top 10 finish for him. A great job for him. And 10th place will go to the 85 of David Estes. 11th place will go to the 63 of Charles Hoffman. 12th place will go to the 94 of Jeff O'Quinn. 13th will go to the 1 of Chris Brown. 14th will be the 56 of Mike Watts. 15th will go to the 24 of Brian Bizzle. And 16th will go to the 45 of Brian Jones. 17th will be the 33 of Josh Coley. 18th will be the 22 of J.W. Lopez. 19th will be the 57 of Justin Callahan. And 20th will go to the 2 of Jameer Muhammad after an incident there on the track. Gets put on pit road, and that will cost him a huge finish. 21st will go to the 47 of Trevor Graffam. 22nd will be the 9 of Brian Dorsey. 23rd will be the 81 of Carlos Masil. And 24th will be the 83 of Alex Huffman. 21st will be the 79 of Rodrigo Munoz. 26th will be the 99 of Justin Starr. 27th will be the 51 of Brandon Young. 29th, as we forgot 28 there. Sorry about that. 28th will be the 27 of Jonathan Ellis. 29th will be the 27 of Jonathan Ellis. And 30th will be the 11 of Dennis Ellis. 31st. Wow, we are losing it. 31st will be the 32nd of Jack Fellers. And 32nd will be the 555 of Butch Frazier. 33rd will be the 16 of Brandon Needham. 34th will be the 19 of Francois Peltier. 35th will be the 25 of Pat Satterfield. And 36th will go to the 3 of Damian Leininger. 37th will be the 6 of Matthew Ellis. 38th to 52 of Thiago Vieira. 39th will go to the 78 of John Van Varelis. And 40th place, rounding out your fields here tonight, will be the number 70 of Sam Crow. That will do it here for your unofficial race results. We'll go ahead and, oops, wrong button there. We apologize. We'll go ahead and get rid of your top bar. And we'll go ahead and put down your top 20 here on the right side of your screen. So you can see your top 20 throughout the rest of this post-race show. And we'll be right back as we talk to the top 3 drivers. All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, here in the post-race show. Finishing in third place here tonight is going to be the 8 of Mikey Neal. Had a fast car all night long, just came up a few spots short of the win here tonight. Overall, again, a really fast car. And just those 2 spots shy of the win. So What do you think you need to do here to get that win tonight?
Well, not really I could do. I think it was just more. I didn't need any cautions. That's the only thing I didn't really need the whole race. And I mean, I think our longest one we had a 20-lap run, and it just kind of sucked because every time you'd pit because you think there'd be a long run, we'd go on 9 laps. Like, okay, looks good. We'd wreck a couple laps later, and I mean, then you would have to go in around 20 laps just to get new tires because you had to ran them and trying to battle for positions, especially on the restarts on the high side. Where's your tires? So you kind of have no choice to go in. And then that last pit stop, I wanted to. I actually didn't want to take 2. Teammate told me to take 2. I said, no, I'll take 4. Everybody else took 2 and got stuck in the back, and that's really what cost us the race.
Oh, definitely. I think you had a car that probably could have won this race had it gone your way. It was fast all night. You did end up going to the front, leading some laps. We had heard earlier in the week from a couple of drivers during practices and stuff that this race would probably be plagued with cautions. So coming into this race, you don't want the cautions, but did you kind of expect them?
Yeah, because last year I said I didn't. This track is just tough because everybody tries to gain position, slide up, and I did that actually off of 4. Got a little bit tight, and I didn't really notice the guy was running the middle line. I thought he had went high because he was 2 lanes up, and I guess he stuck on the middle line, and I just kind of wrecked some people there. So first of all, I want to apologize for that. But other than that, I mean, even without the dog leg, this is a really tight track. It's really hard braking zones, and and people just sometimes don't do that, and they try to drive it in as hard as they can. They get into you, and then everybody else gets stuck behind. So I was not surprised at all the cautions, not even with the closed dog leg, just because everybody tries to force it in, and sometimes you got to hold your line, and some people don't. But other than that, I mean, I think there were a good amount of people tonight who did a great job of doing it.
Well, definitely a good run from you here. Maybe if they had just some more green flag laps, probably could have put it together and got back to the front on those 4 tires. But we know you got some sponsors and shout-outs, so who would those be for that 3rd place finish?
Oh, yeah, we got to thank Globe Building Contractors. I was got to thank some guys with Cube and Huffman Designs. I got to thank Winston, my team. They did a great job. Got to thank you guys for broadcasting the race. Thank you guys very much. Got to thank my mom and dad. I know they're both watching. I love you guys. Thank you. Got to thank all the viewers. And then also congratulations there to Bryson and Jeff. They did a great job tonight. Had good strategies, and I got them winning.
All right. Well, again, congrats on the 3rd place finish. And speaking of Jeff Merck, who finished in 2nd place here tonight, I'll pull up that information as that is not the right driver. There we go. Started 33rd and worked your way up to 2nd place. All I can say is just, outstanding, to say the least. You go from 33rd to 2nd, a gain of 31 positions here. If that's not the most gained positions in this race, then I seriously don't know where they started. They had to have been in the pits at that point. So was a strategy to start back there, or did you just not have a good run? And I can't remember, or did you just not qualify at all?
Well, I had a good week this week, but had a horrible week last week. I got into a guy coming off a 2, and that got me an EOL, so I was actually starting back there because of my EOL. I think this is my 4th race with these guys, and I mean, there's a bunch of really fast guys over here. I enjoy running over here, but I'm still trying to fill it out a little bit. But I'm very happy, like you said, started in 33rd, run up to 2nd. But I have to thank Mikey Neal, too, there at the end. I mean, we ran door to door, I think that entire last lap, and he raced me clean in and out on the corners. It's great when you can race a guy and you can trust him to be in there below you, that his car is going to be where it needs to be, and your car is going to be where it needs to be, and you can drive them hard in and you can drive them hard off, and you don't have to worry about getting doored or anything. It was really fun running with Mikey. Bryson Barker, great win for him. Wish I could have got up there to him, but he was just too fast.
Definitely, there's always been fast drivers here. And, definitely you might count yourself in there to hang with drivers like Bryson Barker, Mikey Neal, and these guys, Jameer Muhammad, who was up there and had an unfortunate incident. All these drivers that are usually up there battling, if you can beat them or hang with them, it says a lot for how fast you are yourself. Obviously, you've got the talents, and we look forward to seeing a lot out of you here this season. That being said, do you got any sponsors and shout outs you want to give for the people backing you to get you here to the second place finish?
Yeah, I mean, we got to thank Global Building Contractors, Gold Cube, iRacing Drivers World. I mean, without them guys, none of this happens. They're the guys that, are the primary sponsors of this event. The graphics guy, I can't remember I can't remember off the top of my head right now. Like I said, I've only been over here for 4 races. Got to thank Covington Motorsports letting me run under their banner. The Covington Motorsports 4 Seasons Chevy Camaro. She was fast from the back tonight. Managed to keep her clean most of the night. She had a couple of wrinkles, but nothing that would slow her down. So that's everybody. I'd like to congratulate Bryson Barker and Mikey Neal for a good race. And it's fun racing up front with these guys tonight. It's like I said, a bunch of fast guys, but it's fun when you can run guys door to door. That's why we bought the game, and that's it. Thanks for a great broadcast. See you next week.
All right, again, congrats on that second place, and of course your winner here tonight, who is no stranger to victory lane. He's been here before. That is the 84 of Bryson Barker. Just an outstanding run, led a ton of laps, and you put it in victory lane. So obviously, congrats on the win here tonight. And what does it feel to know that as long as you make all the races, that you are locked in to that chase coming up later this season?
Yeah, it feels great, man. A huge weight off now. Coming to the race and not worried about a must-win situation, but yeah, tonight was a lot of fun. It felt nice to run up front and lead some laps and being able to pass cars.
Oh, definitely you had a fast car here tonight. Again, we'll pull up that information here real quick for you. As we'll switch over to the correct driver there. Started second. You only really gained 1 spot from the start of the race, but you did go as low as 19th at one point. So we'll go back to there when you were back in 19th. I believe it was during pit stops and stuff when you pitted, some others didn't. But this track, especially with the cautions we had, how hard was it to fight back through this field? Especially getting caution after caution, not knowing that if this race was going to end under caution, and that you kind of had to get those spots back even faster, not knowing when the next caution was going to come out.
Yeah, I got stuck in the back there. I think we had maybe a 5 or 6 lap run, and Mikey and I believe the 83 were behind me, and they faked me. Honestly, they got me, and I stayed out. And I think if we would have had a few more laps, I would have been okay because we all would have came back in. But we had like maybe 3 or 4 laps there, and I knew if I would have stayed out, I swear to God, I ran over. So I went ahead and came in and got tires just to, track position matters, but just to have tires for the end. And we was able to pass cars pretty well. I was actually surprised. I started that run 19th, and I believe I got up to the top 7, then that next caution, which was about 10 to 15 laps. So we was able to pass cars, so that helped a lot during the race. And then there at the end, that 2-tire stop helped a ton, so that really gained me a lot of track position.
Well, it did, and in the end, you put it in victory lane. So, of course, we know you got some sponsors and shout-outs, so who would those be here for that win, locking you in to the chase later this season?
Oh, yeah, of course, Global Building Contractors, like I mentioned earlier. Huge shout out to those guys, much appreciated. iRacing Drivers World, Gold Cube, Alex Huffman for this sweet paint job. I really appreciate the work he's done, and you for putting on a really cool broadcast.
All right, again, congrats on the win once again. We are not done just yet, ladies and gentlemen. We have one more piece of business to take care of here for tonight's broadcast and race. And, of course, that is a shout-out to all the sponsors that have come on board here on the racing side of things. This race is brought to you by the following partners: Global Building Contractors, iRacing Drivers World, And of course, Gold Cube coming on board. And on the broadcast side of things, we wouldn't be here for 2019 if it wasn't for the following partners. Those do include Northwest Racing Series, Walls Beard Co., Race on Texas, Sim Speed Shop, Hanover Wrecker Service, On the Edge Motorsports, Huffman Designs, and RACECORE themselves. As always, if you're looking to get your company or business a little bit of exposure, or a lot of exposure, you can head on over to the Virtual Racing Network Facebook page, shoot us a message, and we'll get you some exposure in the real-life racing scene and here on the virtual racing scene as well. So definitely double the bang for your buck here with Virtual Racing Network. Again, just shoot us a message, and we will get back to you as quickly as possible. As always, on behalf of Virtual Racing Network and RACECORE Online Racing League, we will see you next Sunday night.